In-app purchases. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about in-app purchases. In-app purchases are those weird, really little annoying things in apps that make you pay real money for things that happen in a game. For example, the best example that I can possibly think of happened to me not too long ago, sort of over the Christmas holidays. I downloaded Angry Birds Star Wars Edition, I think, for 69p, and I was really chuffed with myself, and it was a great little game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought it was great, until I got to a certain point in the game, where obviously with Angry Birds they bring out sort of new levels sporadically, and that's great, you know, they keep updating this sort of thing, but I got to a certain bit in the game, and it said this. So obviously that message basically said, either step up your game and get 5 stars on everything, sorry, 3 stars on everything, or pay another 69p to get the rest of the levels. Now I don't know about you, but I already paid 69p for the game, and I don't want to spend another 69p on what is essentially the same game but just a few more levels. There is no point to this. And yes, okay, admittedly I could go through all the levels and get 3 stars and everything, but that would take time and effort, and actually that's actually a little bit frustrating. Had I known that at the beginning, I might have put a little bit more effort in my first playthrough to actually get 3 stars on all the levels. I'm not the best at Angry Birds. I you know, mostly get sort of 2 stars for the sort of about sort of 75% of the levels, and that's a bit. Some levels I get 1. I'm not the best player at Angry Birds, so I'd never be able to accomplish this 3-star challenge. But at the same time, I know 69p sounds like teeny tiny money, but being a student, sometimes that 69p counts. So it just sort of annoys me that the makers are trying to sort of, even though once they've got your money, they're still trying to grab more. And there's a debate going on at the moment. Well, I say debate. A news was announced very recently that Dead Space 3, which is coming out in a couple of days, hopefully, well, as I make this video, it's coming out in a couple of days. But there was news that came out that Dead Space 3 would include in-app or in-game purchases. So should you want to have like the blueprints for a gun, or you wanted to buy sort of like more ammo or something like that, you could actually exchange real money for the things in-game. And it's sort of really so micro purchases essentially, but it really sort of, some people have said it really sort of devalues the face of the game, and yeah, I can see it, but it's not quite as sort of glaring in your face as Angry Birds trying to make you pay so you get the rest of the levels. That is sort of different for me, whereby it's like you can either do it or you don't, but it doesn't really take away from the overall experience, just that some people actually quite like it. So I don't really see a problem with that, but when you actually charge people for the rest of a game, that's when I have the problem. So what do you guys think about this problem, and you know, do you use in-app purchases very often? Do you think they're a waste of time? I personally don't use them at all. I just think it's a waste of money. If I've paid for something, I don't want to pay again for, you know, something. I'd rather sort of have that sense of accomplishment, unless it's Angry Birds, in which case I can't be bothered to go through it again. So yeah, comment, like if you really like it. If you don't subscribe, or don't, you know, but yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video.